Make sure you have your cruise cards ready, please, with the white side facing up.
Oh, come on, sir. Give me five.
Buenos dias. Good morning everyone. Welcome to Peru. How you feel so far? Good? Nice. That's great. Great. Well, first of all, welcome one more time to Peru. Welcome to this lovely country. And what we are going to do today will be basically to fly to Cusco.
There were about 120 of us who signed up for this overland excursion. Everything was pre-arranged and coordinated, and we had the company of a tour guide with us on our flight from Lima Airport to Cusco. Our flight to Cusco was about an hour long. It would be my first visit to see the Machu Picchu ruins, with super anticipation of seeing exotic South American sceneries along the way. From Lima's 5,000 foot above sea level elevation, we landed in Cusco at 11,000 foot elevation. Getting out of Cusco airport, there were signs and guides waiting for our group, and they directed us to our designated local transport. So now the adventure begins, with the introduction of our guide and the group's driver, who will be in our company for the duration of our land excursion.
The name of my city, Cusco. This city name, it was Cusco. This valley, it was taken by the pre-Incas people, not only by the Incas. So I'll give you more information in detail later on along the tour about Peru's history.
And then we cruised along the streets of Cusco for a little bit of scenic views before we made our first stop, which was lunch at a local hotel restaurant. But halfway during lunch, dizziness and headaches started to kick in. It was the negative effect of Cusco's high elevation. I thought it would probably go away once I get acclimated to this new environment. Afterwards, and a short walk away, we had a chance to enjoy the views and for some photo ops at Cusco's main square, Plaza de Armas. It was a busy place during our visit, which features Spanish colonial architectures, including Cusco's church and the cathedral. This square is also where the city's most important gatherings and events take place, with well-maintained, colorful gardens. From here, we follow the scenic route north of Cusco to the Sacsayhuaman Archaeological Complex. This monumental fortress-like complex was constructed in the 1400s during the Inca Empire, when the Incas conquered the territories and gained control of the Cusco Valley. Huge stones and stone blocks were used and put together perfectly to form part of the construction. Nobody knows how these huge stones were cut and moved into place, but in Inca mythology, there were giants and huge people living in Cusco area who carried the huge stones and put them together. And the view from here overlooking part of Cusco was amazing. But our visit and walk through was short, and on the way out, local souvenir vendors were waiting for us to show and offer their handicrafts.
The Incas called their adoratories Huacas, H-U-A-C-A, Huaca. Huaca was a very sacred place.
Our next stop north of Cusco was the scenic lookout of the sacred valley of Incas Taray. We were here only for a few minutes of photo ops.
Of the mountain at the end of the farming terraces it is a tourist area, a touristic town. It is only 50 minutes by car, no, from Cusco to here. So there are a lot of cars available leaving after 10 minutes from Cusco to here and vice versa.
For the rest of our day's journey, we enjoyed more of the sceneries and learned more of the Incas' everyday lives along the way before arriving in Urubamba to check into our luxury hotel for the night. After just a little and uncomfortable sleep for the night because of elevation headache and somewhat heavy breathing episode, we had an early breakfast to get ready for the continuation of our journey to Machu Picchu.
This train track joins the main railway from Cusco.
Traveling with a group of 10 cars, we made a quick stop along the way by the Urubamba River for an interesting view of several glass pods suspended up the side of a 1,200-foot mountain. It only takes a 400-foot climb to spend the night on one of these luxury capsules, which offer a nice view of Peru's Sacred Valley.
No. Leave everything here. We are coming back here. This is not the station. The train station is down there on the left.
The town of Ollantaytambo is an Inca archaeological site and an important tourist attraction. We spent a few minutes in town walking around to see what's happening.
Those are the guinea pigs. They're very hungry. This is a house, and these people live the same way they lived hundreds of years ago. The storehouse is up there. The ladder goes up there. There is a little altar here.
The other product is the alpaca.
Announces departure of train 43 at 11:15 a.m. with the final destination.
At the train station, we waited for our turn on a very well organized boarding with the entire tour group occupying a designated car. Once seated comfortably, it was time for a wild ride to Machu Picchu. Soon and afterwards, drinks were served to cheers for the adventure of a lifetime. Most of us have only met for the first time, but on this day, we were all grateful for the nice weather and anticipating to see and visit one of the great wonders of the world. As we enjoyed the view along the way, meals were served, consisting of a taste of the local menu,
White wine. Thank you. Thank you so much.
More drinks, and then followed by a nice dessert for everyone. 2 hours later, we arrived at the Machu Picchu station.
Train station, the last stop, how are you ready for me to take all your personal belongings with you? Inca Islands crew, thank you for your preference. Thank you very much for your attention. Welcome to Machu Picchu, Pueblo.
You know, get your personal belongings, would you double check, please make sure. It happens sometime, I guess, forget, do that iPod, cell phones, and the other double check races. On the way, we'll have contribution for this one.
From the train station, we all regrouped with our designated tour guides for a 10-minute walk through the shops selling souvenirs. And then the weather started to go bad as we waited for our bus to take us for the half-hour ride to the Machu Picchu ruins.
25-minute bus ride, so hopefully it stops later.
On the bus, our driver assured us that the rain would stop and that the weather would be nice once we get to the ruins.
Yeah, it stopped raining too, I think.
Going through the narrow and winding road on the side of the mountain took a bit of maneuvering. But in the end, we got there safely.
Thank you. Let's keep the tickets and passports.
Oh, look, is that it?
Oh, yes.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that in this opportunity it is my pleasure to be your tour guide in Machu Picchu. I know you've been waiting to see this very ancient city in the world, maybe all your life. Finally, you are here. You are very welcome. Welcome to Machu Picchu.
Here we are on this day, admiring the spectacular views of Machu Picchu and its mysterious ruins. At over 7,000 foot above sea level, this Incan structure was built around 1450, but abandoned a century later and remained unknown to the outside world until it was discovered in 1911.
And other small projects, no? Maybe to build terraces, farming terraces. It was made by the Minca's men.
Our tour guide gave us as much information about the ruins, the construction styles, the residential areas, the agricultural terraces, and other major buildings. And building walls were built of crafted stones. We followed the trails up and down the hills and walked on thousands of steps with no railings.
Take your time. If you need to stop and rest. She won't leave without us.
Near the main plaza is a uniquely preserved ceremonial sundial on a pedestal.
That's amazing at the top, though.
Most of the outlying buildings have been reconstructed, and restoration continues. There was so much to see and explore, but our time was limited. We all wish we could stay longer and enjoy more of the sceneries. And so, it has been a great day for our visit. But before leaving and heading back to catch our train ride, we lined up for the opportunity to get our passports stamped.
My new record. Drilling out hard time. We have one bad day.
It was already dark when we boarded the train, and just in time for dinner to be served on board.
Mushroom sauce.
No mushroom sauce for me.
No mushroom.
No mushroom.
No mushroom.
Yeah.
What did your name say?
And afterwards, a toast to Peruvian Pisco sour.
We made it. More or less half an hour.
With some of us feeling a bit tired, we received our last instructions for the night for our flight back from Cusco to Lima the next day.
For 4:45. Please, you leave your luggage that you want to send it to the airport out of the rooms.
Except for their teeth and their drawers.
The Ministry of Education registered the schools by numbers, but as well, each one has a name. But it is easier for them.
On the third day and at the end of our overland tour to Machu Picchu, we landed back at Lima Airport. But it would take us another 5-hour bus ride along the coast going south. The views along the way were several public or private beach resorts and mostly desert areas as we got closer until we arrived to meet our ship back at the Port of San Martin in Pisco.